What's going on, folks? Welcome to the latest edition of Nintendo Enthusiast Week in Review. I'm Shawn Long, I'm your host, and I apologize for not being here last week. Didn't have the internet connections I thought I'd have in New York with visiting my family, so I couldn't do anything, so apologies for not having a week in review last week. What? There was a week in review last week? Who the hell did it?
What's going on, folks, and welcome to the latest edition of Nintendo Enthusiast Week in Review.
Look, I apologize for that. Those Canadians, you know, they get weird sometimes. But without any further ado, let's get back into the normal week in review and jump into this past week's news. And something that should really come as a shock to no one, it was pretty much confirmed that Project Cars for the Wii U is dead. And I know you guys are probably expecting me to say a lot on the subject. I did a Nintendo rant on the subject when it was initially delayed for the PS4 and Xbox One versions, because I felt strongly about the game. You know, they've been really, contrary to what they say, they've pretty much said that the Wii U version was never confirmed. Bullshit. It was confirmed, okay? And the fact that I did an interview with Andy Tudor from Slightly Mad Studios back in January 2014, and they told me at the time that the game was running beautifully on the Wii U. They didn't have any pictures or videos to show me, but I mean, I'll put a link to that in the description box below. It just rubs me the wrong way. I understand things happen. I understand things can change in the development cycle, but it's a shame. It's a shame for racing fans that own a Wii U. It's a shame because I think it could have been a really good game, but I almost kind of doubt how far along it was. You know, was I even being told accurate information at the time of my interview? It really leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I was going to do a rant on it, like I said, but I don't know, it's kind of better to let sleeping dogs lie. No pun intended to that Sleeping Dogs game, which I didn't really like. But, you know, it sucks. It sucks for everyone that has a Wii U, because you got to remember, even there was a poll on Slightly Mad Studios' website, and the Wii U version was the most anticipated version out of everything. So it's a shame. It's a damn shame. I really hope that, you know, we get more answers out of this, because I'm not really satisfied with the answers I've gotten so far on why Project Cars is not coming to the Wii U. This week we finally saw the launch of Splatoon for the Wii U, and I handled the review for the website. I enjoyed the game. I thought it's a lot of fun. It's, you know, very different in the shooting genre. It does a lot of different things. It is a bit limited right now just because, you know, Nintendo's going to be releasing content all throughout the summer. But at the end of the day, it's a very fun game. It really reminds me of what, you know, Mario Kart did to racing games is what Splatoon could do to shooting games. So very impactful, very fun, excellent groundwork, and I can't wait to see what Nintendo does with the rest, with the free DLC updates and whatnot. Did you guys pick up Splatoon this weekend? That's going to be our question of the weekend, so make sure you let me know yes or no whether or not you picked up Splatoon in the comment section below.
This week's Retro Game of the Week is brought to you by PunchOutGaming.com. From retro gaming to modern, PunchOutGaming.com has you covered. Join their Facebook group for the best sales as well. Link in description.
This week's Retro Game of the Week is an interesting N64 game that hasn't aged that well, but it's still pretty fun if you can get into it. Winback. Winback was made by Koei, which is now known as Koei Tecmo, so it has a very Japanese influence in it, but it plays a lot like an American game. It's almost like a Metal Gear sort of esque experience with stealth, espionage, fun weapons. It's a really good game, but the graphics have not aged that well, truth be told. So if you can get past kind of the muddy graphics and the, you know, lots of fog and all that stuff, Winback is a solid game to play on the N64 and a solid pickup because it's pretty common, so you can pick it up for pretty cheap. Animal Crossing for the Wii U is a game that a lot of people are expecting to see at E3, and Mr. Nogami of Nintendo actually kind of teased this in a recent interview. He didn't outright, you know, deny that Animal Crossing was being developed for the Wii U, but said to, you know, stay tuned to see what's coming to happen. So I think it's pretty interesting. I do think we'll see Animal Crossing at E3 for the Wii U, and I hope it takes a jump in the right direction. I was a big fan of the GameCube and the DS versions of the game. 3DS and Wii versions, not so much. They didn't really expand upon the Animal Crossing universe. They didn't really expand on the lore of the game, I felt. So I would like to see the Wii U version be like a, you know, huge game with lots of time and resources put into it, because I think it could be very successful, you know, as a, you know, sort of like a Sims for the Wii U, because, you know, the Sims aren't on the Wii U. And of course it'll have that Nintendo flair. You know, take the amiibo, tap it, and you get a costume for your character or something, give the amiibos good use. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. I do hope we see Animal Crossing Wii U at E3 though. Finally, I'm sure a lot of you guys may know this, but I love Castlevania games. I think this is one of the best franchises ever. It may have lost its direction in console versions lately, but Castlevania is awesome. So when I heard there was going to be a spiritual successor, Bloodstained, to Castlevania, I was very hyped. Because, you know, this game started on Nintendo platforms. Nintendo platforms made Castlevania a household name. You could say Symphony of the Night to some degree, but some of the best versions of it are even on the handhelds for the Nintendo. So, when it was announced that it was not going to be a Wii U game, I was pretty pissed. But it could be. At $3 million, the game will come to the Wii U. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, why $3 million when the other versions were $500,000? Well, the engine they're using does not run currently on the Wii U, so it'll have to be completely retooled. At the time of this video, there's only $100,000 left till they get to the $3 million mark, so more than likely, this game is coming to the Wii U. Very hyped. But how's it going to work? Are they going to have to, you know, take assets and people from that project and put them on the Wii U specific version? No, they actually did it pretty geniusly. They got a new studio, I believe, called Argonaut Studios, that is comprised of people who have worked on Nintendo hardware, such as the original Metroid Prime, and they're going to make the Wii U version. So I'm very stoked. I hope you guys have checked out the Bloodstained Kickstarter. It's definitely Castlevania in the way it should be, you know, good 2D platforming action with, you know, huge world, a huge castle to explore. So if you haven't yet, I'm going to put a link to it in the description box below. Be sure to check it out, and, you know, if you're interested, definitely pledge so we can make sure it comes to the Wii U. Alright, and that's going to do it for this week's show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you answer the question of the week in the comments section below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the episode. Subscribe to Nintendo Enthusiast YouTube channel, of course. I'll put a link to my personal channel around here somewhere as well if you like retro games. Maybe you can check that out. And I'll see you guys next week. FYI, if you're watching this on Saturday, we are doing Class vs. Crash, Jason and I, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time live on the channel. So make sure you come in and hang out. I know we usually do it Sundays, but we're kind of inconsistent bums and we do it when we can. So I'll see you guys next week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Glad to be back, and I'll see you around. Later.